Right, hello and welcome to all the listeners, Richard Gow here. So, I just wanted to check in with you guys on the topic of purpose. Right, so I just came to the realization today that purpose really pops up in my mind and in my life, mostly when I'm bored. Does that make sense? Like when you're busy and you're doing things and you're actively working towards your goals, and or even if you just have your day job and you're doing stuff and you've got other things to grab your attention, like people and friends and work and all of those things. You don't really worry so much about purpose, right? Because you have things to do. You have money to make, you have creative things to do, you have friends to see, you have family to visit. So the idea of purpose is, perhaps it's in the back of your mind, but it's never really like at the forefront. So today I found myself, a little bit lost. And I started to, the monkeys in my brain started to wonder and started to say, what is your purpose? What are you doing with your life? Where are you going? I guess I'm one of those people that don't really like to sit around. I struggle. I have a tremulous relationship when it comes to rest and relaxation and recuperation. I don't really understand it. I mean, I do understand it. I know that it's a necessity and that I need to do it, but it's something that I really struggle to do. I really struggle to allow myself to do it, because I always feel like I'm behind, or there's something else that I need to do, or I have to go and carry on studying the 7,000 things that I've got on my plate that I want to do. I mean, there's a really, really long list. So when I do have some time to just chill out, Netflix and chill, and not in that context, like actual just like watch TV and veg, I really kind of struggle with it, because, that downtime is time that I could be doing something. And then I start to feel guilty about not doing something, because I know that I should be resting. But because I'm resting, I'm taking time away from the things that I should be doing that is going to lead me forward, and that's going to help me in the future or help me today for a better tomorrow. And then the monkeys just go berserk. Is this something that you guys struggle with? Because I guess purpose is one of the driving forces that, motivates you to get out of bed in the morning. Like, if you decide that, like, I guess, okay, hang on, let's backtrack there. So I just said something that's really important to me. Like, purpose isn't something that's given to you. Purpose isn't something that's handed to you, right? A lot of people fall into their purpose. They kind of, stumble into it, and they're like, okay, cool, yeah. I'm going to do this, and this is my life purpose. A lot of purpose is societorial. It's what other people say. It's what your family and friends think. And that's quite powerful. But at the same time, it's not like you really have to work hard for it. But the idea of purpose, because it's not really given to you, it's more of a suggestion. Purpose is something that you decide for yourself, or at least it is for me. Like, I need to decide what I'm doing with my life. And I mean, like, I've had so many directional changes, and that's one of the things that I love most about my life, is that my life has been very much non-linear. And I love that. Like, there's room to, go left, go right, do a little jump and a little jig. And I love that. It's, the idea of coloring my life has always been something that I'm very, very attracted to. And it's just bizarre for me that I struggle with this idea of purpose, but even more so that it only really pops up when I'm resting, or I'm doing, for want of a better phrase, nothing, because I'm bored. And confession time, looking back on my life, when I get to the end of my life, the one thing that I think I am most fearful of is getting to that point and saying, yeah, life was okay. It was boring, most of it. It was predictable. It was meh. That absolutely frightens me to the core. It chills my bones. So that's why it's such a weird relationship for me to have. Like, that when I know that I need to rest and, recuperate, that I beat myself up because I'm not fulfilling my life purpose, or, my purpose, at least for the day, which is so bizarre. Oh man, it just gets to me. So if you guys are feeling something similar with all the crazy that's going on and you're struggling to find your purpose, remember that purpose is something that you decide. You have control over what your purpose is. Whether you want to change your direction and, go from law into being a magician, sure, go for it. It's your choice that'll lead you down that path and will ultimately lead you to that purpose that you have inside of you. It's not going to be given to you. It's not going to, it may be suggested, but it's definitely not going to be handed to you on a silver platter. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I think this is more of a note to myself, is that when I find those moments that I'm struggling to, reconnect with my purpose, that I should just take a couple of deep breaths in, remind myself of where I am, what I'm doing, and everything that I have done up until that day. And it's okay to have a rest day. It's okay to have a down day. It's okay to not graft every second of the day, because that's also a path that I've walked down a couple of times, and it's led me, into into the hospital a few times, which is not clever. You got to take care of your health. Drink water. I was watching this makeup thing this morning, and like they said, the first thing you should do in the morning, one, I've heard this before from another, a friend's parent, that's right, that you should wake up and have a glass or 2 glasses of water in the morning. 1, it helps you flush out your digestive system, and 2, it rehydrates you. Genius. So go have some water, breathe it out, do what makes you happy in the moment, and then you can remind yourself about your purpose, but don't let it get the better of you like it did to me. Ugh, what noise. Anyways, have a beautiful morning. And if it's evening, have a beautiful evening.